All right, guys, so with Pride Month coming to an end, right, we've seen all types of interesting things and characters and demonstrations and performances throughout all of this month, right? I'm telling you, this has probably been one of the most eventful Pride months of my life. And honestly, I haven't really paid much attention to Pride Month throughout most of my life, so who knows? Maybe that's not saying much, okay? But with that being said, one of the main themes and controversies of Pride Month is seeing children participate in these events that seem to have overtly sexual themes, and that has bothered a lot of people and created a whole lot of controversy recently, okay? And with that being said, I want to react to this video from Fleecas Talks in which they asked New Yorkers doing a Pride event if this is a place for kids, okay? And I want to react to this because I think that, you know, it will be interesting to see what people on the street say about this topic that has become such a hot button issue, especially this year, right? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this.
Today is Pride. What's Pride all about to you?
Expression, self-expression, and self-love.
Absolutely. Some people on the other side will say that Pride isn't appropriate and it's kind of like, there's too much crazy stuff going on in the streets for kids. Do you think that Pride is a place for children or no?
Oh, most definitely.
Why is it important to kind of introduce them to these ideas?
Well, because it's like the future, like that's the future generations. Like obviously we're a more progressive generation and it helps like open up more for other people in the future.
Yeah, so basically what she's saying here is that, well, if we expose kids to these overtly sexual themes, then they'll like us, right? They will like us. They will be more accepting of us, okay? Again, I find it fascinating how, you know, they say that this month is supposed to be about, you know, self-love and self, you know, expression or whatever, right? It's supposed to be about just, you know, being proud of yourself. But they're looking for validation from others, right? Including children. Okay, if it's about being proud of yourself, then just be proud of yourself and don't include other people, right? Why do you care if other people are accepting of your lifestyle, right? I really don't understand. That never made sense to me.
The LGBTs are on one today, folks. There's a lot of interesting outfits and interesting characters. Do you think that there's some lines crossed when it comes to kids being around and seeing that stuff in public?
I don't know. That's a tough question. I mean, I feel like a big part of Pride is just like expressing who you are no matter what. And if that's what makes you feel comfortable, then I think that's all like your place to dress like that.
Great place to bring a baby. Do you think people should or shouldn't bring their kids to the Pride Parade?
I mean, it's up to them. It's their choice. I think like people know what people dress like and what's going on at the Pride Parade, and it's like their choice if they want to bring their kids there or not.
You think the kids can understand what's going on?
To an extent. I think like exposing kids to, you know, like being open with sexuality and stuff at a young age can be very beneficial.
Wow. You know, I wish he would follow up and say, hey, would you be fine with parents, I don't know, allowing their kids to smoke cigarettes, right? Would you be totally cool with that? Or would you be cool with parents allowing their kids to go to strip clubs or bringing their kids to strip clubs? Would you be cool with that? Because that is what I see this as being the equivalent of, right? When you bring a kid to a drag show or, you know, a pride parade or whatever, knowing the things that are there, to me, that's just like bringing a kid to a strip club. That's what it's like. And I think most normal people would say that that's weird. Again, some of these people and what they're into, they wouldn't say that's weird. They'd be like, no, that's totally fine. Right? But I think for the most part, people say, no, that's weird. You shouldn't do that. But for whatever reason, even though Pride is about sexuality, which means it's about sex, they're totally cool with bringing kids and babies and, you know, underage minors to this stuff. And I really don't get it. I really don't understand it.
So what brings you out here?
I'm visiting from Nashville.
Very nice. What's the mask all about? What do you got going on here?
This is just for pup play. It's just a way to express myself.
What is pup play?
It's sort of, oh man, putting me on the spot. It's really just freedom of expression, honestly. It's just a way I can forget about the struggles of being a person and just enjoy myself.
Is this your, what's the word, master, owner? I don't know.
Temporarily, yeah, for the weekend.
Very nice. And how does it work? You attach the leash to him?
Yeah, I just walk around.
And he walks you around?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Wow.
Some people maybe brought their kids here, stuff like that. Do you think there's a line when it comes to like public expression and also being like respectful to children and when public? What do you think about that?
No, everyone belongs at Pride. Whether you're old, young, kink-friendly, religious, it doesn't matter. Everyone belongs at Pride.
Incredible. This guy with his partner, I didn't see whether it was a man or a woman, probably a man, right, has a leash, and this guy has a dog mask on, and I guess he's being walked, right? He's being walked by his partner, right? Now, again, obviously, to me, that alludes to some type of sexual fetish that this person has no issues exposing children to, right? I mean, it's like, bro, like, I get the whole self-expression thing, but can you take a step back and say, hey, you know what? Maybe my self-expression is not appropriate for children. Look, I can go self-express myself in multiple ways, by, I don't know, going to the bathroom and taking my clothes off or, doing something, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean that is appropriate to do in front of children, right? Just like the same way it probably wouldn't be appropriate to, as a heterosexual couple, to make out in front of kids, right? That's the way I see it. I don't see it any different when people do heterosexual activities in front of kids. See, people on the left, they think that, well, you're just trying to go after people who are gay. And it's like, no, that's not the case. What's happening is we're just trying to stop kids from being exposed to these overtly sexual themes, period, whether it's straight or homosexual.
Elijah from Slightly Offensive is here. Always good to see him. Great friend of the show.
I support all people. I think it's important today to support all people.
Absolutely. I notice you have your child with you. There are some adult themes here. Do you think that it gets a little tricky as a mom, or is that something that you're okay with your child seeing? There's some people kind of with their butts out and doing bedroom stuff.
No, I think it's important to share with my child that because we have to love everybody the way they are. It's important. The most important thing is to share with her that we have to love everybody without everything.
You might be confusing a little bit sometimes, I'm sure.
No, actually, I think that is important to introduce her because if maybe when they are bigger, can be more confused. The other day, I kept
What? What? I'm confused. Do you want your child to be confused? But I think even worse than that is this person saying that, yeah, I want to expose my kids to, people doing things that are overtly sexual in public, right? I want to expose my kid to some of this stuff that I don't think they should be exposed to. Again, I wonder if that mother watches adult films with her children, right? Would she do that? Would she think that would be appropriate to sit and watch adult content with her kid? She probably would, right? Again, some of these people are just weird like that. Remember, this is a liberal city, New York. Some people are just weird in this country, man.
Kid I babysit who's 11 told me so confidently, she was like, yeah, I'm pansexual. And I was like, yes, say it. So for her, I would love for there to maybe be a section of Pride that kids can enjoy and learn about and feel good in.
And when it comes to gender identity, that's something that's kind of new in the news lately. When do you think it's appropriate to talk to children about how they identify, whether they're a boy or a girl or otherwise?
I would say from a very young age, not press it on them, but be hey, just letting you know, this is there's more than two genders. There's you could be whatever the heck you want when you're older. We'll love you regardless. It should be very open, and it should be an open discussion. Feel comfortable to come to me as a parent.
There's a Pride Parade going on.
Right.
Do you guys checking that out?
A little surprised. No, not really. not willfully, but we're still trying to see this park's amazing.
Yeah.
So we're checking the stuff out that's relevant to us.
Lots of good action in the city today.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
I saw some ladyboy stuff and
a lot of stuff that you probably wouldn't want kids to see.
No, this is my 17-year-old son that I don't really want seeing, but
you see kids in strollers, kids running around, and it's just you see people basically naked, their butt out, doing bedroom stuff. It's not the most appropriate.
It's way beyond our what we're used to.
Yeah. Do you think?
Yeah. So, I mean, again, who knows? I mean, that could be an argument for, banning and stuff. Again, does this break public decency laws, right? When you got this stuff happening in public, again, we've already agreed that, hey, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't, be allowing people to run around with their genitals out, right? Like if you go outside and you pee, right, in front of everybody, you expose yourself. Yeah, you can't do that, right? You can't do that. But for whatever reason, again, if you throw LGBTQ on it, right? If you say, well, this is for pride, this is for equality or whatever, it's fine. It kind of reminds me of the so-called race riots, right? Where it's like, we know that it's wrong to riot. It's illegal to, damage property and stuff. But apparently it becomes okay if you do it and say that, well, I'm doing it to fight racism. Again, it's funny how if you apply it's for so-called equality, right? For a certain marginalized group, if you use that as an excuse, it's almost like everything is fair game. Laws go out the window.
Think it would be better if, say, a baby was born biologically a male with male anatomy to not gender them until they're older, or to assume that they're a boy until they tell you otherwise?
I would say it's up to obviously you wouldn't know until the moment. I wouldn't say oh, most definitely do that, because obviously I haven't had a kid yet. I don't know what I would do. In the moment, I'll figure it out. But I would like it to be where it's until the moment, it's just whatever they want to do.
And then how many people? Some people say there's only two genders. How many genders are there in your mind?
Infinite.
Is it your daughter?
Yeah.
Is that something? Gender is a big thing with parents now. Is there something you've talked about with her, or not yet? If she were to identify as a boy or a girl, would you respect that, or wait until she's older?
That's a complicated question because for my culture, I'm from another country, from Colombia. We have some things, for example, the earrings, all the things that give her a gender, but...
If she told you she was a boy, would you say that's okay?
Yes, I support 100%.
How old is she?
She's 14 months.
Oh, wow. Hello. You having fun?
Yes, I love colors, right? I'm enjoying.
She's an ally. So we're here at the Pride Parade.
Hi.
What brings you out here today?
We're allies. We wouldn't miss a year. I don't think we've ever missed a year since we were old enough.
Very nice. And you have a child with you. There are some maybe adult topics at the Pride Parade. How do you handle that?
If there's adult topics in regular life too, like dealing with, sexism, patronizing behavior, and things that are learned on regular TV. Why not learn about the other side?
What age do you think it's appropriate to start making decisions? Maybe like you say he wanted to be a she, would you go to hormone therapy and go down that road, or would you kind of hold off on that?
Well, it would depend on the situation. So I know there's a lot of that intersex children are born with kind of stuff on equal sides.
Yeah, but that's the rare cases, right? Very, 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 very rare. Okay, that's not what we're talking about.
We're letting him have the authority and the onus to decide what he wants to be. We're not influencing anything. I think one of the earliest questions that he had when he was in kindergarten was he was in love with one of his friends, like his best friend. That was like the first time he felt like friendship love. And he also had his other best friend, which was a girl, and he asked, he's like, can I marry my friend, Evan? And I said, yeah. And so he's understanding and knowing that there's no rules now.
No, you're supposed to say you can't marry your friend, right? You can be friends with your friend. That's fine. You can love your friend, but you can't marry them, right? That's what you're supposed to say. That's what you should say. We shouldn't be telling little boys that, they should marry other little boys. Now, again, when they turn 18, fine. If they want to go and marry other dudes, other boys, cool, right? Whatever, live your life. But I don't think we should be telling them that at a young age.
We're not subject to the teaching of our church that is pushing and imposing a position onto something that feels so unnatural to that individual. We're just letting him have the freedom.
There's some interesting characters.
Yes. I mean, he's a kid growing up in New York City. Yeah. It's part of it.
Yeah. This is why you shouldn't raise your kids in these liberal cities, right? You shouldn't raise your kids.
When it comes to the way you're raising your child, gender is a big topic now with parents and children. How are you tackling that issue?
In some ways, I'm old-fashioned, but I'm an old-fashioned ally. So I want him to know that, you know, he's got the freedom to do whatever he wants as long as he does it safely and as long as he does it with mindfulness and respect to the communities around him.
And using the he pronouns, if your child were to tell you that they would felt more feminine or she, how would you tackle that?
Whatever he wanted. If he wants to be a they, if he wants to be a she, if he becomes something down the road and then changes his mind after that, we're here. We're flexible.
How old is your child?
He's 7.
There are
7-year-olds. You can be whatever you want. You can be a dog. You can be a cat. You can be a doorknob. You can be white. You can be black. Again, I wish he would ask, would you be cool if your kid said, hey, I want to be, you know, I don't know, a different race, different skin color? I wonder would she go along with that?
some kind of naked people and people that are exposing themselves in certain ways. Do you think that is something that you'd rather not see in public, especially with children?
With my kids, yeah.
So that would be kind of maybe the only disclaimer and note about Pride. Maybe if they had a little more clothes on in certain situations, it'd be a little bit better.
Well, the most that we've seen really is people in like mesh outfits, but then I don't even think the kids have noticed.
Oh, you guys here at the Pride Parade celebrating?
I'm just here with my girlfriend. We just celebrating a little bit.
You're not a homosexual.
Nah.
Supporter, you're an ally. There's a lot of interesting things going on, but there are also some kids out. It is public. You think there's a line when it comes to what's appropriate and what should be done when there's kids present?
I mean, honestly, like, if you're bringing your kids out here, like, I feel like that's cool and all, but I wouldn't bring my kids out here, you know? Like,
yeah, and we're out in public. People probably shouldn't be, like, fully exposed, naked or whatever, following the laws, ideally.
I haven't really seen much of that right now, but I don't know. Maybe I'll see it soon. Who knows?
Yeah, hey. Pride's cool, do what you want, but once there's kids around, there's a line. There's a line. You got to kind of take a stand.
With the kids, you can't be doing that. That's fucked up.
Base, love it. Thanks, man. Strong young man.
Yo, what's your YouTube?
All right, another Fleecas Talks in the books. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe.
Yeah, so that was interesting. I don't get it, man. I don't see how anybody could justify bringing a kid to a Pride parade or anything like that. Again, we're living in a weird world, right? We really are. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.